Ouchtown, population gonzo's butt. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Saturday night, we of course have a bunch of Phobies on deck. Maybe we'll get to some variety tonight. We'll see what we end up doing, but let's jump into it. So I see chat is already active. I see chat is already lively. What's good? Savadas, what's good? So, I actually hit my gold for this week, chat. I didn't think I was going to. I honestly didn't think I was going to because I was kind of taking it easy. And I'm still under the impression that I'm not going to hit gold season pack this season. Hopefully we will. I'll be honest with you, chat. We're getting close to the holidays. It's just that time of year where there's a lot of stuff going on. Like a lot of real life stuff outside of streaming, outside of Phobies that I need to take care of. So we'll have to see how it goes. Did we do Pokemon last night? I wasn't home. I was on a family wedding and we had fun. Well, I'm glad the wedding went well, Krayos. And congratulations to the newlyweds. But no Pokemon last night. We'll see if we do it tonight. I was planning today on editing the Pokemon videos from the 21st, I think it is. It sounds about right. Yeah, it would have been this past Monday. But I didn't get around to it today. Other stuff came up, real life stuff. So, a little bit behind on my editing schedule. Not hugely behind. I don't like being behind at all, so it kind of bothers me. It feels, and I've talked about this before, with my current schedule, which will be changing in the new year for the YouTube videos, it feels as though I just kind of fall behind very easily because I'm desperately trying to get all these stream highlights up, and it just hangs over me, sort of thing. I don't know if people get that feeling in real life anymore, but it feels like when I was a kid and had a long-term school project, and it's hanging over your head, where it's constantly in the back of your head. You're thinking about it. It's like, I should be doing this or I should be doing that, but I really don't want to. And it's just annoying. So I've gotten into the, I was going to say bad habit of doing things on time, but that isn't really it. Like, I do that in just about everything. I try and get stuff out of the way. But like I said, in the new year, we're going to be taking a different tactic. We're going to be taking a different line, different approach, where I'm not planning on putting the stream highlights up. I'm going to, if we have an interesting discussion or there's a really funny game or something, I will pull those segments out and maybe make a video. But I want to try and produce other types of content. And that way it's also not like the people who hang out on the live stream, which, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, come by the live stream. Link for that is in the description alongside the Discord. Likes and subscribes, blah, blah, blah. Which, that map is back, by the way. So that way people that come by the live stream aren't just simply, oh, well, I already saw this. It's more new stuff for people. Quick aside, everybody, before we get into the actual content, I was accepted into the Phobies Content Affiliate Program, the content creator program, you might call it. Shout out to the Phobies team, and thank you for that. But the reason I'm telling you, everybody out there, dear viewer, dear listener, is to let everybody know that I do receive some compensation from the Phobies team as a result of being part of that program. Now, I loved Phobies before, and I still love Phobies now, and I expect I will still continue to love Phobies in the future. So look forward to more Phobies content coming from Random's Thoughts. So now, on with the show. It's certainly not going to be 3-hour long videos like the streams are, like 2 and 3 hour long videos. That's just not happening. I haven't really decided what my opener is on this map yet. I've been kind of winging it, even though this Megalo has been around for a little while now. So I get stuff like that boom trick, you won't show it on stream? No, I will. Like, stuff like that, like the game reviews and stuff, I would continue to do on stream, but that is, I mean, for highlights, I would absolutely put them on stream and then put that, like, that would be something that would be shown in both places, because that's something worth showing both audiences. But me playing random arena games, I don't know if people really care about that. It's more the things that happen. So if it's just generic arena game, I don't know if YouTube cares that much. But if it turns out that it's, hey, this is a fun arena game where we had a funny conversation, or there was this weird play that happened, yeah, that'll get pulled. But that's part of the reason why I've been trying to consolidate, I guess is the best way to put it, to consolidate the game reviews, the game breakdowns, the replays into a single night, because those I plan on continuing to put onto YouTube, because I think that's worth to, you know, give people their 15 minutes of fame, so to speak. But I don't want to, maybe I should have put a one drop out here. I don't think I'm going to do like every stream. If we do a game breakdown, say on Friday, and then the main day is Sunday, what I'll do is probably just pull that game and add it to the pile and just do a really long game breakdown stream recap. Don't take this the wrong way, but I watch stream highlights to go to sleep a lot lately. A lot of people have said that before, Bozo. Believe me. A lot of people have said that my voice is soothing enough to sleep to, I guess. So we're doing a very boring game plan here. I love listening to them on Road's podcast, but it can totally just go to VOD instead of YouTube. Just, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if people want to do that, they could just do VODs. The only difference is, like, the breaks, when I take a break or something happens, those wouldn't get cut out. I got it. Let me spam traps and trigger them all at the same time like I did in the past. Nice. Ooh, we get a Gravedigger play here. I like it. Alright, so this hits twice, this hits once, this hits, this hits. If this goes in, it's dead. There's no reason to send this in. If we... So I'm sending this out because it's going to have to... Like, they have to commit something else to hit it. They can't just kill it with a stabby. So that way, hopefully I can clean up whatever the remainder is. You don't know if you want to show that one off, Agune? You were talking about that last night. That game sounded hilarious. You pulled that many people? The dumpster fire of a game. All right, bad guy banked a 6. A little concerning. We could snipe this, hypothetically, between these two. We'll see what their follow-up is here. I mean, we lose the cassowary, depending on how... Okay, so they're retreating. I was going to say, depending on how they position, they might not be able to... Or they shouldn't be able to get the Innocuous in retaliation. They're going for Jar. This is a Russell-able board. Like, I wouldn't hate a Russell here. Because we hit 4 Phobies, and we can sit for a while. Like, it's not a big deal. You blundered 11 keys in a single turn, you just resign mentally. I think most people would. I think most people would. There's some games where you're just like, alright, you got me. I actually should have sent this in, because he could block this off now. He could block this off with the Gravedigger. The Russell, the cat, run... you're gonna have to repeat that, Kraos. I can't translate tonight. I don't know what that means. We're gonna wait. I want to lock them in. Wait, did I not? Oh my god, I didn't call, chat. I literally didn't click the button. I said if you rustle, they can run the cat and use Muffin on Stabby. Is it worth it for the 8 keys? I'm not gonna kill the cat. Or I wasn't planning to. We'll sacrifice the cat only if I let it happen. Like, I'll just not kill it. And yes, even then, it would probably still be worth it if I had activated it last turn, but I clicked end turn. Because this and this will go. Now it's probably not worth it because I'm going to have to run for so long. Like, just force you to kill it? I just won't. It's going to be very difficult for them to force me to kill it. In next big map, you can do an experiment. If you play some electrical damage phobies, maybe you can lean your opponent to playing non-mechanical phobies. They can rustle more efficient. I've talked about that before. I don't think that plan actually works. I've talked about, like, trying to make that happen. I don't know that you can. So I completely botched this, chat. For the record. Like, this is actually really bad now. Did you try it or just thought about it? So we did actually try it. Well, not in that order. So I tried to rush the rustle early to force them into mechanicals and then kind of go about it in the opposite way. So then I would get electrical to fight their mechanicals, and that didn't work. It's possible the other way around could work. Yeah, the other way around might work out better, truthfully. I suspect the problem with that plan is cheap electricals aren't good, so they'll probably play mechs anyway. It depends. Like, everybody thinks Electric Hat is bad, but Electric Hat really isn't that bad. Like, Electric Hat is a lot better than people think it is. I didn't actually want to do that. So this should be getting closer to reactivating again, which would have been relevant, given that they have 12 keys, but... So you play Ray or Erratic? I mean, Ray could work, but Erratic I don't think will work that well. I don't know. So we're just going to let this tick as long as we can. Like, we're not in a rush here. But again, there should have been an extra round of poison, but I just literally didn't click the button. Whoops. This is unfortunate, because now they can get the Muffin. Or, you know, Clinico or whatever. They have 12 keys. They can do whatever the hell they want. There's the Muffin. So, like, I didn't think the cat would die from the retaliation, because I wasn't looking that closely. We were here, so we could have gone this way and then body blocked with something, probably Russell, which would have then led to this getting another round of poison, and then we could have advanced on it, and that's what we would have wanted, but no such luck because I screwed it up. We're just kind of doing things, chat. I'm kind of just playing like a warm-up game, just to mess around. Like, they could... This is actually a terrible spot. I just realized. Because they could break the obstacle there. They break the obstacle, send in boom and whatever, and they end up killing the stabby. Which is clearly not what we want. So we're actually going to have a difficult time dealing with the boom. Because it's mechanical, we can't poison it. I don't have enough keys to actually tag it with a jar. So we could get it with the Inoculus, but obviously they're going to body block for it. So this is going to make our positioning a little awkward. But we'll just kind of poke away at their board. We don't need to rush things. Not yet, anyway. We will have to soon, but not quite yet. I want to get another healing spa online before we do much else. Problem is, they have 10 keys, so, like, for example, a Hevo 3.0 would be game over. So the plan is Blasto plus Russell. Wait, what? Are we talking about the forcing them into mechanicals and then fight it with electrical thing? But is that plan, Blasto and Russell, a plan because of Blasto and Russell? Or is it just because Blasto is good enough to carry whatever? You know what I mean? So I have to imagine that they have a Clinico planned here. I mean, they could have whatever, because, as I said, 10 keys means that there's a lot of things that can come out that would be really bad. I imagine they move this in order to set up a block. Yeah, but I don't know why. I guess the jar can move up. Sure, I guess. I'll just put it on the healing spa. There's the Clinico as anticipated. So we will have to take the middle at some point, but I'm not really in a big hurry yet. We will have to be soon. We're under half or so. I just need to find a way to eliminate this so we don't just accidentally have our entire team evaporate. You know what I mean? With the Clinico on the board, it's basically invalidated this Russell here, which is... it is what it is. This is also problematic, but it is the rest of their keys. So if we can try and engineer something... if we can make something happen, we can make something happen. John Madden thoughts. So it's hypothetically possible that they can break this, send the boom in, and just, like, brutalize my team. Which makes me want to move the Russell up, but we're just going to chance it and see that... I can't put another Phobie out right now. But we're going to chance it that they don't blow up their own obstacle. Yeah, so now this comes in, this comes in. That's not enough to kill this, but it will put a hurt on it. So the focus at this point just becomes we have to kill this, and then the rest of their team will get eventually. Oh no, that is enough damage. Ooh, I didn't think it was. Alright, we're probably dead now, chat. I thought we had enough health to live through that. But clearly not. So most likely ball game. I guess we just do this and hope. Stabby got boomed and on to missed it, yeah. Honestly, I just didn't even look. I straight up did not look at the damage. 18, then this. We're probably just dead, but I just... whatever. If you got me, you got me. Did I miss anything? No. We're just kind of getting warmed up, Doge. Kind of getting warmed up. Oh, the heal was up. Maybe I should have hit this and then hit this. I don't know if that would have... Wait, what? How did this accidentally die? Did anybody else see that? That was weird. That was a really weird bug. Alright, so the heal is going down here. Interesting. I don't think they can get both of these, but I also thought the stabby couldn't die to the boom, so whatever. Block the stabby pole and then kill the stabby? Nah, I don't think that matters. The only reason the Boolean up front would matter is just to get the extra hit, because right now it can't hit anything. I mean, it sort of can, but you get my point. I don't know, a bad guy just, like... They must have just run out of time, because, like, how did we win this? Like... They just ran out of time, I guess. Look, you take those wins. I've given a lot of those games away, right, chat? Everybody's been here when I've given those games away, but... Or it could have just been the Russell intimidated them, chat. The Russell willed the win. By the way, Russell's dimensional. In case people didn't know that. Russell is in fact a dimensional phobie. Get a little jingle going. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. GG, bad guy. It happens sometimes. Get a little chomp action for that one. Yeah, it happens sometimes. There were a bunch of mistakes that I made in that game, positionally. Whatever. It happens. We're just kind of doing stuff. It's similar to what I was saying earlier. So today, when I go to edit this, not literally today, but figurative today, when I go to edit this video, I'm going to leave that game in. I think it's a good learning experience. But next year, the chomp didn't go through. It showed up on my screen. Did it not pop up for you? Oh, there we go. If you're seeing it now, it must have been delayed. So next year, I probably, because I'm not doing the whole, or I'm not intending to do the whole rip the stream and edit the whole stream, people would have to go to the VOD to see that one. Because that one's not interesting enough, I think, to warrant be like, hey, look at this cool game. My opponent ran out of time, so I won the game. Like, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that game. Alright, so chat, I wanted to look at what Hakune was suggesting. Just to theory craft it for a second, because I want to get my head around it. So, big map. If you play some electrical damage phobies, maybe you can lean your opponents to playing non-mechanicals, then you pop out Russell. So there's a couple things. We get to look chunk. Nice. There's a couple things that have to happen in order for that circumstance to work. First of all, let's look at the available electrical phobies that I have. So I have a decently leveled Electric Cat. This is okay, but I don't know if any, like, yeah, they're just going to play regular phobies. So, okay, this kind of plays into the idea. I don't think there are any 2-cost electricals. I'm not just randomly crapping out Thunder Rocks. So, Thunder Rocks does 242 base damage. So does Electric Cat. You only do Ray plus Erratic and Zappy. I don't have Zappy. My Ray... Actually, Ray's not bad. Ray's not bad. And you don't hate Ray as a regular phobie. You know, like, Ray isn't optimal, but it's still decent just because it's mobile, it's a ranged attacker. It also has flying, which kind of underscores the mobile part, but I was more referring to the fact that it had 2 move. So, say you're on a big map with this in mind. So, we're saying Ray Chargels and Erratic, because I don't have Zappy. I would go Zappy, most likely. So, let's say we're on like and subscribe. Start out with, we're going first. Base attack is respectable, yeah. I hate Ray as a regular phobia, that's just me. I don't like Ray, because he's paper thin, but it's respectable enough. I don't hate myself for playing Ray. Like, I'm gonna hate myself if I play Thunder Rocks. I think, so if you were to tier things, Ray is below average, I think. But Thunder Rocks is just like dog poop bag tier. Like, I do not want to play that phobia unless I have to. Like, that's a reactive phobia. I think Ray is also a reactive phobia, but a step up because of the other factors. Ray or Erratic and Zappy do pressure and alien package as well. Possibly Ray, but I don't think Erratic does because they can just kite it. You need something to supplement it. Tried using Temptress because I hadn't used it in a while. It's just so awful, at least for me. I would choose to use Ray before Thunder Rocks, but Thunder Rocks saved my ass plenty of times. I mean, Thunder Rocks will work in the scenario Thunder Rocks is good for. But in this... So the goal here, just to reiterate, is that we want to find a way to leverage Russell further. Some of those words do not rhyme with Russell. That doesn't make any sense. So... It's actually funny that I had this game on. Hey, Onda, you missed a boom play that blew up my Stabby. I won anyway, because my opponent ran out of time. Like, my opponent, you could feel the frustration through the internet. Like, you could feel it emanating. It was bad. Like, I should have lost that game. But my opponent literally ran out of time, and, like, they moved their whole team in to a live Russell, and then pass turn. It's like, alright. In addition, I said Ray, Erratic, Stabby, because among all other electrical type damage dealers are most versatile once the key investment is still there. Yes, I agree with you, Akune. So, alright. We're on a big map, and it has Zappy on it, so we'll just kind of walk through this. So here's the underlying premise for what we're attempting here. And by the way, chat, and everybody out there on YouTube, if you like this stuff, like this theory crafting stuff, let me know, because I'd love to talk about this stuff more. especially with phobies like Russell, like Dozer, those sort of things that don't get a lot of love, because I'd love to theory craft what possible strategies work for them. So, what's everybody's favorite cereal? I actually don't really like cereal personally, but chat, go ahead. Let's see what you got. Or YouTube, if you want to put in the comments, go ahead, whatever. So here's the thing. Russell today, for me, is generally used on big or small maps when my opponent is maxed out on phobies. And I can stalemate the board to where they have like a 1-0 panic point advantage. It's even or I'm up. Because in those scenarios, my opponent is forced to commit into me, and either I can leverage the poison by just waiting, walking away from them, or if they commit into me, I can take advantage of them overcommitting, and yes, they'll be able to get their healer online, but I'll just blow up all their other phobies. That's the general game plan. The suggestion as being put forth by Akune is, what if we concoct a scenario where we utilize electric phobies that are good, e.g. Ray Chargels, Zappy, who I don't have, Erratic, as opposed to, say, Electric Cat and Thunder Rocks. And Blasto would be good for this, but I also don't have it. Push those onto the board. That causes your opponent to say, hey, I'm going to go non-mechanicals. And then you get more value out of Russell. So the challenges here are Ray Chargels is paper thin, but it's still a decent phobie. I mentioned it earlier that it's not like Electric Cat tier or heaven forbid, Thunder Rocks tier. It's still a decent phobie. Zappy and Electric still are threatening enough to justify. Blasto and Thunder are just awkward in big maps. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The problem is, I don't know if that's enough to really push your opponent completely out of mechanicals. Say it's a big map and they send all their mechanicals, you know, like this Hevo's down here, but the Zappy's up here. So does it matter that the Zappy's on the board? You know what I mean? All right, Doge. Well, I don't know if we're going to do those tonight, but we'll see. If the important mechanicals are on the opposite end of a big board, Erratic and Zappy basically might as well not even be there. Because by the time they march their ass all the way down here, the important mechanical can whip around the other way. So I don't know that you're really going to push them out of stuff. Additionally, you still have the constraint of, unless they are undead, you have to still wait until they're locked. Like, you can't commit a Russell until they've already either utilized their muffin, you've blown up their Clinico or something, or they're maxed out on phobies, because otherwise they're going to pop out a healer and ruin your day. Or there's a healing spa, which also introduces this problem. Ray up, Erratic down, spread them so they don't push you in a corner, so opponent can play around it. You could. The thing is that if you think about it in the abstract, at the macro level, most phobies are not mechanical. I mean, yes, you do have a number of them that are good. We're looking at a bunch of mechanical phobies that are on the board right now. But 3 out of every 4 phobies, I don't know the exact numbers, but like 3 out of every 4 phobies are not mechanical. So odds are you're going to get Russell value no matter what. I think the bigger constraint with Russell really is just avoiding them cleansing poison off of their stuff trivially. Most of the time, you really need Russell to get all 4 ticks on it one phobie, right? Like in the last game, I really wanted it to soften up Stabby. They ended up getting a Clinico online, and it almost erased everything. We were able to clear out Gravedigger and Murder Wing, and obviously keep the Stabby occupied, force a Clinico, that sort of stuff, but the meta is mechanical. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, I legitimately don't know if that's true. I'd have to go through and count them because I can think there are mechanical phobies that show up a lot, but I'm not sure it's the majority of every game. I'm not sure if it's even a quarter of every game. Like, that's something worth looking at. I'm meta in Life is Sleep. I wish I had that. I know there's a bunch of other stuff. Earlier today, my level 6 beauty carried me in this map. My Klepto just got booped in the abyss by Slammerhead. Oh, no. The way you played Russell with Blue Liam was hilarious. I mean, it's the natural pairing, right? Some of the major players are mechanical. They are. They are. But I don't know that you playing Ray Chargels and Erratic is going to push your opponent to not play a Tractor. Because I don't think either of those threaten it. For example, like Ray Chargels doesn't one-shot on level attractors. My attractor will tank a hit from Ray Chargels. And it's 2 levels under it. So technically that Ray Chargels doesn't threaten it because it doesn't matter. And the same goes for Inoculus. So I don't know that it's actually pushing it. And if you have to commit multiple things, well, then you're just in the same spot with a Tractor as anything else. Ray can only one-shot same level Repeller, and that's part of the reason Repeller's the worst one. I mean, honestly, maybe the more I think about it in that context, not to digress too much, but the more I think about it in that context, maybe a health nerf on a Tractor would be sufficient. Because then things like Ray Chargel's stock goes way up. Because it's like, yeah, I'll just send in Ray and snipe your freaking attractor. Get wrecked. But anyway, we came into the collection screen because I want to see how many are mechanical. Like, 1 keys, okay, sure, you got Cowbell, but who cares? Ray can't even one-shot an equal level Repeller? Oh, that's scary. Would hold on to an attractor upgrade? Nah. It's whatever. Honestly, you occasionally see dronies, but I rarely see K9000s now, which is interesting. I'm not sure why. Bow and Jar are clearly relevant. Nobody cares about these. Inoculus, obviously. Gonzo depends on the map, but... I mean, honestly, and I know I say honestly a lot, but we mentioned this last stream, or last week, because Akune was bringing it up, and rightfully so, that Gonzo is really strong, but people just don't play it. Yeah, it depends on the map, because people don't play it. I almost never see a Gonzo on a big map, and I very rarely see it on, more frequently, but rarely see it on small maps. Now, this could be collection issues, but people just seemingly do not respect Gonzo. Don't ask me why. Like, I'm not saying Gonzo is bad. And I'm not saying... Because here's the thing. Yes, like, we're trying to theory craft a strategy, but as a more general point, it doesn't matter if you are playing the supposed, and you figurative you, if you're playing the supposed best strategy, but it loses to what everybody else is playing because you're trying to counter something that they never do, or they have phobies that they shouldn't use, but are constantly throwing out there that happen to beat the ones you have because of matchups, it doesn't matter. Like, if Gonzo is very good, and it is, but people don't play it, is it worth trying to worry about it in a strategy? Probably not, right? Now, honestly, it could just be people don't have Gonzo. Realistically, it's the majority of people probably don't. But Gonzo just does straight up not show up enough. Maybe not many has it. That has to be it. I'm not trolling with that. I seriously think that is the case. What's the first phobia that comes to mind when you hear the word annoying? If we're going to put it in a more literal definition sense of it's irritating but not a Tractor level of, like, I'm ruining the game. I'm not saying it actually is, but you get what I mean. Like, there's different levels of it. I'm gonna say Bowmangles or Unicorn. They're irksome, but not, oh my god, the game is over. Unicorn, I think, is annoying. Unicorn, I think, is annoying. But it's not overwhelmingly powerful. So, anyway, we were looking at mechanical stuff. Hevo. Attractor, obviously. Hevo 2.0. I don't see a lot of Motherload anymore, nor do I see Oopsie Baby, and Fish Tank is, like, dropped off a cliff. I should be looking at the album, because then I could see things I don't have. I think I'm just gonna have to, like, write this out. Because it's still... I still stand by what I was saying earlier, that, yeah, there's a bunch of mechanicals, but I don't think that half of every game is mechanicals. I'd have to actually go look at some games. That's not something I can immediately recall to mind. I feel like much of the Mythgard experience could have been summarized. Again, I lost the bad cards the person should not have been playing. The total counters the good things I was doing. That's the nature of the way Mythgard works, though. Because both their deck construction restraints as well as the play patterns, they had a lot of silver bullets for a game that seemed to always... I mean, Latona would always say it. It's a game that doesn't have sideboards, but has a ton of sideboard cards. So if you main deck the one counter... And the difference with Mythgard is it's like the WoW TCG, whereas compared to Magic, if you play a dead card in your deck, you could draw dead for like 5 turns in a row, because you go land, land, dead card, land, land. And then you lose as a result. In Mythgard and WoW, those dead cards become resources. So they're not useless. They just aren't as useful as they could be. And then in the scenario where they are useful, the game is over. The 200 card decks, well, the 200 card decks were good because they were literally filled with every good card of those factions. So they never drew a bad card, kind of thing. Which sounds silly because every deck is filled with good cards, but there was no coherency. So there was no way to play around something. You get blown out by something because you had no idea it was coming, sort of thing. It would be different than yellow-red aggro or yellow-purple aggro playing Misanthropia out of the blue, because that would be, why is that card in the deck? That makes no sense. The 200 card decks are, well, it could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know, that sort of thing. The Chomper Squid. Sorry, just checking seeing if I miss anything in chat. So, as far as this strategy goes, I don't know. I don't think that Erratic can threaten enough on a big map to force somebody to not be mechanical. Let's assume that you could. That Array Chargels and an Erratic force you into non-mechanicals so that you can get maximum value extracted from a Tractor. I think the entire... Or from Russell, rather, excuse me. I think the entire Russell game plan in either circumstance goes to hell in a handbasket the second that your opponent knows to not max out. About half the electricals lack mobility. I could see that being the case. A lot of them are pretty slow. A lot of them are one-movers. So the thing is, and we saw this yesterday with the Savadas Hakune gameplay breakdown, was that if you're max... I think it was that game. If you're... Or no, was it against Onda? It was one of the Savadas games, I think. Basically, whoever was playing against Savadas maxed out and then didn't get any of their Phobies killed. So that meant that they couldn't reinforce, and the stuff they had was not good enough. If you are playing it cautiously and not maxing out, Russell is unplayable, I think. Especially on a big map, because it's not simply... You know, I played Russell on a map earlier, and my opponent popped out Clinico, and that was backbreaking it up, but Clinico kind of sucks, right? Clinico kind of sucks, so who cares? But on a big map, you could pop out Bluelian for free, and then it's, okay, your Russell is irrelevant. It is completely irrelevant because I will heal everything. And it's going to not just remove the poison, but it's basically going to remove the entire, like, whatever damage it's done. So, who cares? So, if they have a Tractor, a couple other Phobies, maybe one of them's undead, so that one's permanently poisoned, and then they Bluelian the rest, it doesn't matter. 6 out of the 9 electricals have 2 move? Really? What are they? It's Electric Cap, Thunder Rocks, Paddles, Rechargals, Electric Cat, Paddle, Rechargals, Zappy, Erratic, Blasto. I'm missing some, but whatever. Temptress, I forgot. Funny how 5 costs, hard counters an 8. We've talked about it before, but I don't think Russell should be good. Yeah, Paddles always sneaks up on everybody. So does Temptress, to be fair. But I've talked about it before. Russell should not be good. Russell should be a bad Phobie. If it were good, people would hate it. Like, legitimately hate it. They would flip out. Because it would feel oppressive. Imagine if this was disease. Imagine if this was disease. Maybe not even for the duration, or you change some of the numbers or whatever. That would be ridiculous. It would just be absolutely ridiculous. Does anybody use Temptress effectively? I have not. I just don't see the circumstance where you want it. Especially on the ladder. So this is an answer Phobie similar to Thunder Rocks. Oh, I'm really like... I don't know why the lights are washing me out so much tonight. This is similar to Thunder Rocks, where you pop this out because your opponent did something in particular. I play Temptress on This May Sting a Little, or when This Might Sting a Little is still in rotation, helps me kill Bone Mangles and Morty. I guess? Really? I rarely use Temptress, but it surprisingly works when I do. I could see Temptress being valuable in a level 1 scenario. The problem is, well, that doesn't come up all that often. And I also don't know offhand, what can it one-shot? Probably nothing, right? At level 1, even with the boost. I don't know. I feel like it would be better if it had Erratic's Chain instead of Electricity. Because then you could position much more easily. I got toasted by Temptress that one time I pushed in my opponent's side. Should have sat back. Yeah, when the ill-advised push will get you. I mean, you have to be clever with your plays and position. If this game would just let you get what you want by playing 2 specific Phobies and everyone would be Sum of All Fears already, we could try it. I mean, there's a... you could definitely hit Sum of All Fears, maybe not Sum of All Fears 3, but you can get very, very high ranked by just spamming quote-unquote standard stuff and making relatively safe plays. I don't think the game is in a position where you need to... In order to say hit number 1 on the ladder, unless you played an inordinate amount of games, like an enormous amount of games, which is possible, I think you do have to actually be better than people. But I think you could absolutely hit very, very high ranks by making very obvious plays over and over and over again and basically just going by the playbook. Because you'll win more games than you'll lose, as long as you're not massively out-leveled or something. I just think that those Phobies who look weak will feel better when they're high level. Stuff like Temptress, I think you're right. In my earlier stress levels, I paired Temptress AoE with other AoE Phobies, and that worked well. We only do tricks there. I think things like Temptress are deceiving. Because if everything was level 1, we would be having a wildly different conversation. And that's why I think it's important to evaluate it there, because then you get a real sense of when the Phobie would be good. But that isn't going to matter, because on ladder, which is, if not 9 out of 10, almost 10 out of 10 people playing Phobies, ladder is their entire game experience, right? So it doesn't matter that Temptress can one-shot something at level 1 or equal levels, because they're never going to level up Temptress. Because the scenarios where Temptress is relevant are way fewer than Inoculus. Inoculus is going to be way more important, way more times than Temptress. It just is. So as a result, everybody's going to funnel their XP into the Inoculus, thereby leaving the Temptress by the wayside, and the Temptress will never catch up. So it's kind of like, what's the point? And don't get me wrong, I understand it. I do the same sort of thing, but at the end of the day, that doesn't change how either the psychology or the game work. What the hell are you talking about, Kratos? My Temptress is level 11 now, 715 damage to mechanical. That's a significant amount, but it matters what level the mechanical is. I mean, that's what it ultimately comes down to. So we're looking at a viewer game breakdown. Our hero is Pancake in the orange trunks. Bluelian versus Bad Sushi. Chat, I don't know what the hell's going on in this game. We'll see. We'll see. We'll probably play some more Arena after this, because I just want to play Phobies tonight. We're getting a little fireball action going on. A little fireballage. Get the body block here. The classic Eternal Monday play. But, just like Eternal Monday, you can retreat here back to the healing spot, and your opponent's just going to have to wait it out. Bad Sushi would definitely make you go bleh. It's true. It's true, in fact. True facts. Have I played the new small map? Detention? Is that the one you're talking about, Onda, or is it a different one? Well, many. Oh, the one. Yeah, I know what one you're talking about. I forget the name of it. But, yes, I have one async game on it. For Nassified? Yeah. I remembered it had a weird name, because I just added it to the bot, since it came into rotation. Alright, here's our early game Bad Sushi. I have a one async game on it, but I haven't even completed that yet, so I haven't really looked at it much. So our hero here is kind of getting beat up. Although they're going to have the advantage here with double turret. But there is a lot of damage being threatened by bad guy. You don't know what to do there. I opened Snowball, because I went first. I opened Snowball and then Cassowary, and that's where the game sits right now. I don't even remember what my opponent did. I think they went 1 key bank to 5 or something like that. So we get the Bow Mangles and Boom as the follow-up. Okay. Okay. So trading Cassowary for Snowball. Obviously, Bad Sushi is going to do what it can while it can. What's funny is Bad Sushi has a cooldown on this. Like, there's a cooldown on Fish Fight. How bad is Bad Sushi? I had to face Alien Engineer my first game on that map. Fortunately, it was his first game too. It was just a few hours ago. Ray Chargel showing up again. So we obviously get the takedown here on Cassowary. Interesting that we're going for the Snowball. This does allow the pull. And the retreat, okay. I mean, I guess in order to fight or not avoid fighting rather the Ray Chargels, because as mentioned, this Bad Sushi actually has to wait a turn before it can do anything. This is the bigger problem with Bad Sushi at this stage. It can't attack on back-to-back turns. Is Bad Sushi that powerful that it can't fish fight 2 turns in a row? I guess if you walked Bad Sushi up to the heart or something, it's a big deal, but that means your opponent allowed you to walk Bad Sushi up to your heart? Like, I don't know what to tell you at that stage. Get a little spud action here. I'm guessing our hero could not just kill the Ray Chargels. Oh no, they possibly can. Yeah, they should be able to get the Ray now. Because between this, you move up the Stabby. They'll be able to fish fight, but who cares? Oh, you don't even have to. They'll be able to fish fight here, but again, who cares? If they could fish fight every turn, that would be broken. Would it? Would it really be that bad if Bad Sushi could do this every turn? It's a lot of damage, but it's still melee, and it's only one move. Maybe its health is too high with the buffs now? I mean, the poison's whatever. It matters, but that's not the part you really care about. Our hero's basically taken over this game. I know I haven't really added much to this, but the Bluelian... Here's the thing. Our hero played this super patiently. They were down triple panic points. They're still down panic points. But all of a sudden, bad guy and hero are down to three keys each. But the army clearly favors our hero. There's really not much bad guy can do. Still, I mean, it's under 2k health, so it's definitely stressful here. But double turret once again. What are you going to do? I mean, there's a lot of other things you could have done, but... Clearly, those actions were not taken. Panic point advantage goes to our hero. Even a droney in here for some reason. I mean, it could have been anything. It doesn't really matter because if they stay to trade jars, they die. If they don't stay, they die. It doesn't matter. They don't even kill the jar. Wow. Wow. Well played, Pancake. This was definitely a very patient game. Very well played by Pancake here. Well done. Back on Megalo. Sure. I don't know how I feel about this map yet. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Would it make more sense to do this? Probably makes more sense to do this. Megalodon shark. This map is fine, I guess. I'm kind of indifferent to it. Gravedigger Gargles block the path. I keep forgetting to open with Gravedigger on this map. Opponent banks to 8. The bold move there, Cotton. Now I want that Phobie Megalodon Shark. That would be pretty cool. How many aquatic Phobies do we have? We have Jeeves, Bad Sushi. You can make an argument for Pescetti, I guess. Octonauty. Slammerhead. True. Finnegan. Biscotti is pasta. Yeah, sort of. Jammy fish, I forgot about that. Ray Chargels, yeah. We said bad sushi. Is that all of them? We don't have any other aquatic phobies? Rocket Man? You can make an argument for it. But yeah, I think DT's right. It's more of a space phobie. But it is an alien starfish, so I get it. I get it. If they pop out another phobia, we're banking for Russell, I think. But they're not going to, it would seem. 533, 733, 8. Not going to kill this, so that's fine. The hell? There he is. I wanted to play Gonzo, and I'm like, where the hell is this phobie? He freezes phobia. Ice is frozen water. I mean, there's ice outside of the water on this planet, but... This is like the weirdest argument chat has had in a while. This is a weird one. So they can hit 465, 9. So, like, you have to be back here now. They could beat this up, but I don't think they can kill it. And then we retaliate. I guess. What are you... I missed half of the argument now. I didn't pay attention to the positioning on the jar. That's an alligator. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect to see that coming, chat. Just got a rock for almost dying on a bridge on your Nuzlocke run. I don't remember the bridge. We're actually not in a very good spot. We need 8 keys for Yeti. I kind of wanted to go Yeti. Can we go Oopsie Baby here? Does that even make sense? Like, if it was here, 1, 2, 3, not really. We probably have to do something more standard. Like, I could go Rocket Man, but I'm not going to. Yes, it makes sense. Go Oopsie. I saw it too late, DT, or otherwise. I mean, Oopsie is fine here, I guess. Alligator's one for a water phobia? Kinda. DT gonna go nuts when you spawn Oopsie Baby? I think I've done it on stream before. Maybe? I don't really remember. This was a mistake. We're slowly losing this game because I'm only, like, half paying attention. I'm more looking at chat's weird argument about what counts as an aquatic phobia and what doesn't. I forgot how Little Sun and Moon makes sense. Did it not make a lot of sense? I don't really remember. Like, if I was paying attention, I would have tested to see if Pterodactyl could have been positioned here. I don't know if it would have mattered based on this, but... so that's 5, 8, 13. It's not enough. It's not going to be enough, and I don't think we can kill this. No, we can't. I don't think they have enough damage to kill this, but if they do, I lose. Jeeves, too, I think. Yeah, I said Chlopster. I forgot about that. Ginseng counts as an aquatic phobia because bees can fall into water. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. It's not going to be enough. So, like, if we juice this, I don't think bees is enough to kill the jar. There's no way. This is actually terrible, chat, but I don't care. Finally opened Phobies in a month, had a game on for Natsfied, and it was cool, very lob-heavy map. Yeah, I can see that. Unicorn is also aquatic because you can just throw it in the sea and it'll float. Charon is a different kind of sea, Sea of Souls. I'm stretching it a little bit, but definitely not more than people saying that Ginseng counts, so that's fair on it. We'll say this was calculated, chat. It was not. Allie is aquatic as fuck. I mean, when I say aquatic, I'm thinking like fish. I guess Jeeves then would be stretching it too. Alligators do spend a significant portion of their life in water, but they aren't... Like, they do things on land as well. Fire ant is aquatic. So we lose a lot here. I don't know how much. Fire ant is... Oh, yeah, I saw that. Wait, what was that? Pterodactyl is aquatic adjacent. It hunts bad sushi for food, so it must live near the ocean. Fair. Ants can build a raft out of themselves when a flood occurs. Yes. They can also get themselves trapped because they end up looping in a circle until they all die. It's Daisy, incoming good girl. It's true. Daisy is a very good girl. Rocket Man now, maybe? I honestly considered it Honda, truthfully. This is a 3,300 health alligator, by the way, chat. It's a big gator. Maybe we don't want Ted. Whatever. Jar is aquatic because it has fluid inside it. Hey, this thing almost heals off the pterodactyl damage. That's how bonkers it is at this point. So there's probably a trap here. Do I die if I end up here? 12, 22. Yeah, we absolutely die. This conversation feels like when Patrick wants to ask Squidward if mayonnaise is an instrument, but Squidward already guessed the question and said no. What? What? I'm not a SpongeBob person, chat, so I don't, like, I know the characters, but that is a sentence. Today my Pokemon journey tells me an old geezer, fresh weed island, make me a pair of What? I don't remember that at all, Dojewall. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So they get the Daisy, which is a big deal. We may never actually be able to kill this thing, truthfully. I might have had to have moved this up. I think that was the error. Among others, but... No trap. We're just absolutely going in, chat. I don't... At this point, I don't care. This game is going to end how this game ends. You could put it behind Ted? Put what behind Ted? I think they put the trap where the unicorn is now, so it might have been on cooldown a couple turns ago. We could have, but whatever. Like, we can kill the gator now, and that should end the game? Ah, it lives! Ah, it lives! Oh my god, that's so frustrating. Hold on. So if we do this, because we have to sink 2 pterodactyl attacks into it, I'm definitely killing the gator. It's just that I have to reposition the Gonzo now. Well, actually, yeah, I do have to. Well, no, I'm going to leave it here. Because if they come after it, then they both have to still be in range. Because this would have to hit twice. Like, 1 hit from each will not do it. They need 2 jar hits. No, I don't have the buff. Need 1 more turn. The gator gets the last laugh. Yep. The gator gets the last laugh. Like, I'm not in danger on my heart, so we're just going to outlast them. Jar goes down. Unicorn goes down. Well, not yet, but it will shortly. We did get 2 Clang-Clangs off, though, chat. We did get 2 off, and they were significant. But the brute force does it. Just kill Jar and win, exactly. Exactly. Surprisingly won. Yeah, I did my best to throw, but we managed to win. And that's not an insult to bad guy. Hey! I no joke, have not completed a quest since September, I think. I don't think I've completed a quest since roughly September, other than Lippies. And I'm not memeing, chat. I legitimately think it's been that long. Wait, the Ted and Jill avatars are in the shop? They were not selling them before. Can you buy them now? Apparently I have both. I didn't know I had them, honestly. I knew I had one of them, but I didn't realize I got both. You can tell how much I pay attention to opening the jacks. I click through them as fast as I possibly can. I wish there was an open all button. I don't know why there isn't, but I'm sure there's some psychology for mobile games with the Skinner box and trying to get people to pay attention to, like, forcing people to look at it encourages them. Yeah, I didn't even know I had them on it. Or like I said, I knew I had one because I remember talking about it on stream. I straight up don't remember getting the other. I think I got Ted first. Alright, this is on Agora. We can take a look at this one. So I'm not going to break this out for YouTube. I probably should, so I have a little bit more of a buffer with the videos, but honestly, the Pokemon stuff is kind of filling it out. So that way I can continue to meet my goal for YouTube content. So we'll leave this one in the stream. And I won't go into YouTube mode or anything, but we're going to take a look at this higher level game. Specifically, we're kind of just trolling through A-Trend's profile. And A-Trend is actually at a stress level disadvantage here on Agora. So I'm curious what this is going to lead to. It looks like we're going to have to pick a different one because this looks like a... This looks like a quest game, chat. It's gotta be, right? This has to be a quest game, right? We're not... This is not a real game. There's no way. There's just no way that's a real game. I refuse to believe it. Got debated? Absolutely. Yeah, that has to be a quest game. There's just no way. What about... I'm trying to find one where there isn't such a huge gap. This looks like RCO. This looks like RCO. Maybe we'll look for somebody else. What map is this one? You know what? I don't know if we've ever looked at a penny drop game. Or I'm sure we have, but not recently. Is this another quest game? I'm going to assume this is a quest game, chat. What the hell is this? This is... This is going to be the thumbnail for this video, though. This will be the thumbnail for this video. Yeah, 75 turn game. Because it was just a slap fest. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Alright, chat. We'll find somebody else. Gotta stop picking opponents who know each other on Discord. Fair. But the thing is, like, I looked at it's A-Trend Alien Engineer. I'm like, oh, well, if they have a game, it would be an interesting game to look at. But yeah, that one probably was a quest game or something. 33 turn win? What do you say, Chad? Is this a game? Is it? I'm just gonna look at the first few turns. What the... Alright, chat, I need somebody to suggest a game. Like, we're not having a lot of luck. We're not having a lot of luck. Let's try Claws. This is a close win. This has a Glob MVP. What are the odds that this is a real game? We're going to skip the first few turns. Chat, this looks like a legitimate game. We're going to try it. We're going to risk it. Alright, at least we're on one of the new maps. What do you think, chat? Is this a legitimate game? This looks like a legitimate game. We're gonna try this one, chat. Alright, YouTube. This is take, like, 85. I don't know. We've been trying to find a game between some high-level players that was not just fulfilling quests, or it was not just somebody memeing, or it was a high-level player who happened to match up against somebody who was way under-leveled and then just crapped on them, something like that, so that we can look at it and assess it. Ideally something with a unique phobie or a new map or whatever. Here we're on Oli's Watch, and we got Dios and we have Claws, and this looks like it might be fitting those criteria. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we can learn here. When I do these sort of reviews, I just kind of pick one at random. I do want to, and this is something I'm going to be working on going forward, is especially when I record stuff offline, I'm going to specifically look for things, and I'll hunt through games trying to highlight something cool. Here, we're just trying to see what we can learn while we're here on the live stream. You check out the link for that and the Discord in the description while you're down there. Likes and subscribes would help. Speaking of which, that map is back in the pool. I think I mentioned that earlier, too. For some reason, the Jill and Ted avatars are $10. Yeah, somebody was saying that earlier. I'm not paying $10 for any avatar. I don't care. The only reason I have the one I have is because people donated subs and said, hey, go get the avatar. And I'm like, all right, fine. So, in the meantime, in the actual game, we got what I'm expecting is the opener from Dios. The answer here was unique from Claws answering with Spud. So, Snowball into a 1-key means that you could have a lot of leverage on the board for what you can go and cap. But neither player are going for Gravedigger. Neither player is going for Crushmore, at least at this stage, which has been a common thing in my games, at least. Either I'm doing it, my opponent's doing it, whatever, to try and lock off at different points to then be able to lob and hit the heart. Instead, we get Spud into Stabby. Everything but this Hevo right now, I don't really understand the Electric Cat. I mean, I get it. To fight the electrical, or the mechanical, it is a 1-key. This is also a level 12 Electric Cat, so it's putting out a good chunk of damage if it's able to connect. But most of Claw's opener feels like very small map. You know what I mean? You get a 3 key, a 3 key, a 2 key, a 1 key, but it allowed a bank to a Hevo 2.0, which, by the way, this is a level 15 Hevo 2.0. It's a pretty big threat. Pretty big threat. So the aggressive stabby didn't really do much. I mean, you're going to trade 1 keys here because you could obviously pull back onto the stim. The Hevo was kind of in no man's land and is getting shooed away by this Hematic Ginsting. Right now, a lot of it... Ooh, okay, I like this. So the stabby is actually going to stand its ground because the Spud claimed... No, it's not. I kind of thought Claws was going to go for the damage, but right now this stabby is at 1500 health. It clearly would die. It would have been here. So you could have gone, like, hit twice, hit once, pull back, send in the snowball it to death. Claws' playstyle is just different. I like watching different players' games. And we talked about this before. Everybody has their own style. That's why it's difficult to necessarily critique specific plays. And I only say difficult because ultimately there is a correct or optimal play in given scenarios, but we don't know the extent of their collection. We don't know their phobie levels. And players will lean into, like, if you're in a new situation, your opponent puts something on the board you don't expect, they react in a weird way, whatever. It is not uncommon for people to fall into whatever their basic habits are. It's like, okay, I always lean on blah. So that means that you're going to go to the well, you're going to go to Old Faithful, whatever your cliche of choice is, and then that's what has won you games in the past, so you go back to it. But here, we're seeing interesting stuff coming out of Claws, and Claws is a player that frequently tries new and unique strategies. I see a lot of weird, we'll say weird, and I don't mean that negatively, just things you don't expect from people out of Claws. So we'll see what they have in store, given that Gonzo's now getting on the board. There is a risk here that Dios could commit in, but if they do, they're going to lose these most likely. And I would expect we're going to see a retreat. We'll have to see what they actually decide to do. Do get a bank to 6. And so Hakune, I know it's probably very, very late or very early for Hakune. Hakune was hanging out earlier and we were debating about Gonzo. If you made it this far in the stream highlights, you probably heard it. But Gonzo does not show up as much as I think it should. Why did that just happen? Why did that Gonzo just get activated for no reason? Yeah, I'm confused. That could have literally just been a misclick kind of thing. But that was weird. There's literally no reason to do that. So this whole positioning thing, we'll have to look after the game. Maybe this was Arena. You think I already reviewed this? When, Onda? Maybe Claws tried something different, took it back, and didn't undo everything. That's possible. I think that this must be Arena, and it must have been an error. The Hematic Ginseng, this whole turn feels like something went wrong. I don't remember this game at all, Onda, and I think it happened, like, yesterday, so we'll look at the date. So we're getting the retaliation here. The Hematic Ginseng is lost. Or this, it was Ginseng for Hematic Ginseng, rather. Cassowary is going to go down 2. That is an aggressive Hematic Ginseng. There are some weird... Like, this game started out normal, and all of a sudden, it went sideways really fast. This game went sideways super fast. So I imagine we're going to get a jar here. Murder Wing will do it too. Murder Wing to finish off the Gin Sting. It apparently needed a meatball. It wouldn't die to the regular attack. However... Alright, 1600 health. Dios may be able to stay in here. They have 6 keys left. Claus has 5. Yeah, Dios is going to stay in and just man fight it. Yeah, because you're going to kill the Spud. There's really not a lot of damage coming out of Claus at this stage, which is why they wanted to supplement with this jar, so that they could threaten more. But you're not going to get a whole lot of retaliation here. It's interesting to point out that neither player is playing for the panic points on this map. Like, they're putting every effort into fighting each other. It's something to take note of when you're looking at people's games. Are they trying to go for the panic points? Are they trying to play for phobia elimination? What are they trying to do? And here, Claus is expending the rest of their keys in a creep and a bow mangles. The creep makes sense, but I assume you lose the Gin Sting here, right? Yep. This will pay with its life, but you're running out of phobies here. Granted, Dios is also out of keys, but Quagmire is clearly very durable. Stabby goes down. I don't know how you are going to kill the Quagmire. If you can. Get a little Gonzo Scooch in action. Repositioning. Really? I guess, yeah, this jar really can't be threatened because the power-up is down. No, it's not. Oh, this is only 1,000 health on this. So if Claus commits in... This is a dead Hevo. Or should be. This might be the mistake. I think you need to have the Quagmire body block for the Hevo, so that Gonzo can't zap it. Because if that happens, the Hevo lives. I don't think Claus has enough damage between the creep and the jar to kill it. Then again, is this Gonzo just dead? Huh. These trades are getting weird. Holy crap, this is a level 18 Quagmire, 3,300 health. I do like sniping the Gonzo back here, or damaging the Gonzo, so that way you can threaten everything. The poison here will help. I mean, it's 332 poison. It's going to help with the regeneration, but obviously doesn't completely negate it. This is almost a 600 damage bow mangles. The numbers on higher level phobies still blows me away. We finally see a panic point advantage going to one of the players, in this case our blue player. This is a cool body block. Apparently Bo Mangles is going to run down Quagmire. I would put the advantage here in Dios's favor because the Quagmire should tank all of this, right? Not quite at 592 damage out of this. Yeah, Dios should take this, right? There's a whole lot of turns left, though. I mean, the Sock Acid is arguably irrelevant because the poison doesn't matter for obvious reasons. Okay, I take it back. Down goes Quagmire. I didn't count it, as I normally don't, but, like... Wow. Chat, there were a lot of wild twists and turns in this game. Now the chase is on, and... there isn't really a great way for Dios to advance, because the panic points were tied for so long, there's just no real way for Dios to threaten anything. You can't Heart Rush. You're pushing basically as much damage as they're doing, just via panic points. Well played, Claus. Well played. So despite... this is a weird one, chat. This is a weird one to try and learn from for a variety of reasons, because if you go back and look at this one turn, it was very early or relatively early in the game. Obviously, like, let's put aside the Gonzo activation, because that makes no sense. I have to assume that that was a misclick, or as chat was pointing out, if this was Arena, maybe, you know, they tried to undo because they had a different plan and then couldn't undo. But this seems kind of brutal to just give up this Jin Sting. So it was Hematic Jin Sting and Cassowary for Jin Sting and Snowball. So ultimately, Dios is, it's 4, 7, 8, 6, 8, 9. Oh, okay, Onda. I got you. That's probably true. I don't remember looking at this game before this. Despite how bad that trade looked, and I would love to know if Claus was baiting with this Jin Sting, because ultimately it seems awful, right? Like, you just lose your Hematic Jin Sting right off the bat. And while Dios does still have theirs, Dios is only up by a single key. And it's not as though it's a single key and Dios lost a whole bunch of garbage Phobies. Jin Sting and Snowball are relevant. You could argue Hematic Jin Sting and Cassowary are more important, but you can't say that either set is bad. So I would love to know, did Claus intentionally set this up and bait the invade here? Or was this simply, you know, like, you set it up here, they invaded, and it's like, all right, well, I'm going to get what I can get, and it worked out. Because this was pretty cool. This was pretty cool, and the whole dance with Gonzo made this entire game way more complex, I'm sure, for both players. The Blinky is questionable to me, although it seemed fine. As I mentioned a minute ago, it felt like Dios was in control of this game, but Claus was able to chip down the other Phobies so that at every stage, Claus was threatening basically the entire army. Whatever went in was going to die. The big question mark was this Quagmire, which I have to imagine Dios said, yeah, this thing's enormous, you're never killing it. But between the poison that was not quite, but eating into the regeneration, and then just the consistent damage output. I mean, look at this. It's a 312 damage jar. There's some significant damage that's coming out from each of these Phobies, so Claus was able to cut them down to size pretty quick. Well done. GG. Oh, this is from the 10th, so this was actually a little while ago, but yeah, I don't think we looked at this one on stream. It was probably a BRB game. Probably a BRB game. But yeah, that was a cool one. That one was actually pretty interesting. Chat, the only game... I'm tired of playing on Megalo. I don't want to play on Megalo. I'm tired of this map already. Seems like a good time. I don't think we're doing any more reviews, Dojewall. I don't think we're doing any more reviews tonight. No, wait, we decided that this made more sense to do it this way, because then it could actually threaten the middle. Yeah, because you could hit it with a jar, but you can't hit it with snowball from here. What did Megalo ever do to you? It showed up like 90 times in a row. You would have rage quit halfway through the game in that situation. It happens. Like, those were streaming things where I'm playing and I'm reading chat, I'm not paying attention, I'm trying to put on a good show, we'll say, and sometimes you just throw games like that. As compared to the earlier game with the that attractor pull, where, as I mentioned at the time, I just would not have tried the attractor pull, because it did not occur to me that they would have moved in the way that we determined they would. So, in that case, I would never have done it. Here, I would... I could have won that game. Clearly doesn't respect the unicorn. It's fine. I want to play the turn 2 Grimes and a turn 3 Stabby. I briefly had a moment where I thought I might not lose. Oh, because your opponent had internet issues? This hits, and maybe this hits. What is this guy doing, and how? Did he bank on one? Yeah, they banked on one. They went one drop pass into this. And then... No, one drop pass into jar and 2 1-drops. Grimes isn't as bad as... I mean, I don't know what your collection is offhand, Doc, but, like, Grimes isn't as bad as most people feel it is. I think it's arguably a better sheep most of the time, though. It has clearly better movement because of the burrow, and it can represent a bigger threat. But most of the time when I see Grimes, it's people just... They were winning anyway, and the Grimes just takes over, and it immediately cements the W, because the Grimes just puts them so far ahead, you know what I mean? Oh, it was on this map? Grimes is not grimy enough? Man, guys, is this really what you want to do so I can bees everything? Opponent reconnecting? Womp wah. Yeah, I've run a lot of Unicorn on this map, going back to that point. I just, didn't feel like it. Grimes is a better Moly Bully. Thing is, I don't know how to use Moly Bully. I think Moly Bully is pretty good, but yeah, Grimes might just literally be a better Moly Bully. Yes, there's less damage. What the hell just happened? But at the same time, it's just... I want to be able to get 1-drops online later. I kind of want to go Stabby, but I guess this is fine. But yeah, Moly Bully, I think, is pretty good, but Grimes might just be better Moly Bully, even though it starts with less base damage. It shouldn't be that difficult to get a hit with Grimes. I think they have comparable health, but I don't know. You have to body block here now. Because I'll trade the cassowary for the jar at this stage. Alright, so you're going to do this. We can't clear that. This cassowary has done nothing. They've done a good job of poking at it. Grimes has 1900 health. I think that's about where Moly Bully starts. I'm not sure. Little creepy action here. We're going to have to muffin or something. They're clearly going to come in and poison this. If I move up, does that help me at all? So that's 4, 9. Nah, I think we're going to end up... Because this and combination of stuff might... I don't know if that kills it, but it's close. I think Dermic and Bluelian are the best healers that can fight back. Well, no, Zamboni is better than Dermic. I don't know if it's better than Bluelian. It might be. Are you going to commit the jar? Yeah, Zamboni people seem to forget about a lot. Bad Guy's doing a great job protecting this jar. I probably should have gotten my own online just to be able to poke at it. And I meant to move this back up when I didn't go in with the Gin Sting because it body blocks for it, but it's an easy muffin on corn. I don't even know that I would do it. People forget Klopster a lot, probably with good reason. Klopster is not great because it can't one-shot a jar. Like, I used to have much more respect for it, but when I found out it can't one-shot a jar, it dropped off immensely for me. They banked a 7, by the way, so there's something big coming out. Corn Muffin? I legit haven't seen Klopster in forever. Use Klopster to kill a tractor? I mean, Klopster can get things, yes, but the damage output on it is understandably low. This should not die. Still a lot of damage. The criteria for can it punch is can it kill a jar? It depends on the phobie. Klopster feels like it's supposed to get in the back line and go snipe something. It can't do that, so I don't think it's that good. It literally can't even kill a jar on level we're talking about. If on ladder it matters less because, well, you can just overlevel somebody and it doesn't matter. So this kills this. This flies in for 1,060. Yeah, it's enough to kill it. I kind of just want to use Bluelian. I don't think Bluelian's correct here, chat, for the record. I think the appropriate thing is probably a Clinico. Our opponent can just kind of back off and play it safe at this point. Because I can't advance anything safely. Like, literally anything. That's 1,028. That's enough to kill it. So, because Meatball's still live and Bees is still live, I can't send those in. Because these two will end up killing the Inoculus. We have a few turns, like, I'm not under a ton of pressure. You can get a big fat boy Quagmire. Yeah, we're absolutely banking this turn, and then we're just going to kind of go from there. I think Quagmire is probably a reasonable choice, just so that we have something in the front line. I could hypothetically go Smiley and try and zone them out that way, because the only thing that can interact with it is the Bowmangles. Everything else they're going to hate themselves for, but the Smiley is at... It's at 2k health, so that's not awful, but it's not great. If a phobie is only good when it outlevels everything else, it's not a good phobie. That's kind of where I'm at with it, the way I look at it. They still have 4 keys left. We're just going to bank and then see what we got to do from here. Yeah, you might have to refresh. I'm not dropping anything on this end. And it sounds like chat's confirming that it's mostly okay. But yeah, DT's got the right idea. If you have to be winning in order to win, like, and by winning I mean you have way more stress levels or just individual phobie levels in order to make a phobie good, that means that phobie's probably not very good. Alright, so they have their own Inoculus. No, they don't. Yes, they do. No, they don't. Make up your mind. So that's 11, 15, 4. So we are going to try this. I don't know that this is what we want. If Hydra is better than Serbi, does that mean that Glob is better than Hydra? So if Hydra is better than Cerberus, does that mean Glob is better than Hydra? Maybe. I have thought about that offline, Onda, but the thing is that Hydra does do something that Cerberus can't. Or, excuse me, Glob can't. And that's punch the heart. And that is relevant. Like, that will absolutely play into things. Yeah, if you send that in, I think I kill your Jin Sting and end up living. Well, I'll definitely live for 1 turn, but I don't know if I live for 2. Glob also can't eat flying phobies? Oh, on an obstacle, yes. Quagmire's being a chunky boy, it's true. He's just a big, thick boy. So there's probably a trap here now. I don't know if they attack twice, but there will end up being a trap there. I always thought Glob was basically a better Hydra. It might be in most use cases. Excuse me, I don't know if that's actually true, though. I think we wait just on the off chance that we want Muffin, maybe. Like, the 1 key is not ever going to be in a position to matter. I'm just waiting for the next healing spa to come up before I do anything. I don't think Ted or Numbskull is what we want. I don't think you have enough damage to do this. Maybe the 1 key would have mattered, because then it could punch this. I mean, this is a lot of damage, but this is a chunky boy. I just don't know if we can really punish this. Tickles, maybe? I don't know about that. I mean, I get what you're saying with the trap, but... What are we at? 1,000 health. Game, please, come on. Jesus. No, game! I keep clicking in the wrong spot. So they might be able to kill this Jin Sting anyway. Because all 4 can hit it. Their Jin Sting will even be on my healing spa. Or they could go here. Get Quag out of there. It might have been better to sacrifice the Quagmire, truthfully. We might have been better off doing that, I don't know. Yeah, this is the better move, but... Never seen anyone use the tile Blulians on? I didn't even realize this until I was going through the turn in my head. So, like, we lose because I can't even kill this thing here now. Actually, we might be able to. We might be able to. But I think we still lose. $2,000. So they can just kill the Blulian now, and I just don't think we have enough damage to actually get through everything. Zamboni might have been better. What, rather than the Blulian? I don't think so. I think we should have gone Clinico something else, like, and had 2 keys, because the problem is if you go Zamboni, remember, Zamboni's taking like 400 or 500 damage every time it heals. I totally forgot this is dimensional. Did this attack twice? They undid so much that I'm unsure. Blulian's melee is kind of crippling. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it matters. It absolutely matters, but it's not that big of a deal. Zamboni, I think its heal would not have really gone off that much. Come on. I think what we want to do is this. Oh my god, really? Wow. Alright, hold on. We do this. That gets us on the heal. I wanted to get a shot on this, but we apparently just didn't have enough damage. I feel like you can kill with Quag hitting corn. We can't. It was just out of range on all that. That was what I was trying to figure out. I thought there was a way to actually get it to connect, but apparently we were short on damage. It happens. If they stay here, we might be in good shape, but if they walk away like this, they could just, like, slide both up here. And I could be in an unfortunate spot, because then I can't recap the point and try and threaten. Bow save because of the healing spot? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's not an insignificant thing compared to, what's it called? Zamboni. Like, that matters. So this is 21. If we take 6, we're at 15. And we die. So there's probably traps here, right? Like, do we just go for it anyway? So they can't kill the Innocuous if they come after it. I figured they might do this. That's why I was thinking about sliding this way, but they can't. They have to run both if they want to do it. But now I will heal. Even if there's a trap here, they can't kill me, and I can walk up and kill the Innocuous. Your local snot monster. Quagmire's a goofy name. I mean, it's an actual word, so I guess all the phobie names are kind of goofy when you think about it. A lot of them are puns similar to Pokemon. Unicorn looking devious. Eight. 16. I think we live even if there's a trap. That's 8, 9, 20, 17, 20, 17. I don't know, I think we live. I could be miscounting this, because I'm trying to do it quickly and running out of time. The thing is, even if we don't, they end up, we're gonna live, but they would have to commit all 4 attacks, which means that it's in range, and then I have panic point advantage. They have to walk into range of my Innocuous. Yeah, we ran into that the other night, Taco. I was laughing about it because just because the name was so silly. The name was just super silly. Hold on, do we have to do... We probably do this instead, right? There's a line where if I go after the Innocuous, they run the unicorn away and they could just dance around and maybe I can't get to it. Just retreat Quagmire, kill Corn with the Innocuous. Their Oculus can't kill yours. Well, they can't. I mean, we get them anyway. Yeah, even the way I did it, I was basically thinking the same line where if it's Innocuous versus Innocuous, I have the panic point advantage. They can never come into me. They'll just die. Now, that was also, I was out-leveling them. You could see it on the Innocuous at the end, where mine was doing over 500 and theirs was under 500. So, I'm sure that was a win due to stress levels. Like, just plainly. Show off my snowball? My actual snowball? She doesn't breathe fire. And she's napping right now. So, there's a picture of her on the internet now. I mean, my wife has posted a lot of pictures of her, but in the article for Fright Night number 3, I posted a picture of her at the end if you want to see what my dog looks like. She's a really good baby. She's a very good puppy. She can if she tries hard enough. She has to want it bad enough. She's too gentle to spit fireballs, and I'm not even joking. She is the most gentle animal that I've ever encountered. Full stop. She's a baby Gamork, it's true. If you've seen the Never-Ending Story, she is the Gamork. Just significantly less violent. Significantly less violent. No, I don't want to pick her up because I don't want to disturb her. You have cats on. How often do you see your cat sleeping and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go wake their ass up. You should consider the Horrific Bundle. I'm probably going to get this. I'll probably get this. I was considering this. I am not doing this. I just don't want to put another $50 into the game. Not saying the game isn't worth it, but I put in enough money. Content affiliate and all that stuff, but like... So, if I was not a content affiliate, I would probably consider this more. Because I am getting more coffee, this would probably help catch me up. I would also not be at the stress level that I'm at currently. I would probably still be somewhere in the 40s or 50s. Just because it's an enormous amount of experience when I'm able to get 4+ Dreadfuls each season. That's just the way it is. That's 6 new Phobies from that bundle and over 200k XP. From the... Whoop, I clicked on the wrong thing. From the Thankfully Dreadful one. I can definitely see that. If you're getting a bunch of new Phobies, you're going to get less XP. But I typically... Each season when I open packs, it's either 4 or 5 Dreadfuls, or it's like 4 Dreadfuls and stuff, or 5 Dreadfuls. And I get around 500,000 XP. Oh, from the Horrific Bundle? Wow. That's pretty good then. That's real solid. But yeah, like, for $5, yeah, I'll throw another $5 at the game. And like I said, I'm a content affiliate, they give me stuff, but I would probably throw another $5 at the game. I would consider another 25, but I'm trying to not spend a ton of money. Oh, you went and looked up the picture, Taco? She's an adorable dog. And like I said, she's the most gentle animal on the face of the earth. I've never met an animal that's more gentle than her. Harley. Come here, go baby. Harley, come. I can only see her feet from the angle that I'm at. So I could see her twitch when I called her name, but she is absolutely not getting up off her ass to come over here. Just like, no. Stay in here. I'm taking a nap. Like I do every day. All day. Any day. I got Flesh Crawler, Misanthrope, Dermic, Thunder Rocks, Microscopic Gargles. Nice. Flesh Crawler is actually something I keep meaning to try and use more. But I just never seem to have a scenario. This seems to suffer from the same issue that Temptress has, where the ability, you have to be in melee range to really get the value out of the ability because the damage drop-off is so painful, and it doesn't seem worth it then. One of my dogs is a Chihuahua Pomeranian. My wife loves big dogs, and I like big dogs. I've had a variety of different dogs, big and small, over my life. I like all dogs. I was trying to convince my wife we should get a dachshund, you know, the wiener dogs, because I think they're hilarious. I think they're really funny. But a lot of small dogs, and I know you were pointing out, Doge, that your dog is very nice. A lot of small dogs have, you know, little creature syndrome, where they feel threatened by everything, so they that's why you often see very aggressive, very bitey, or frequently barking Chihuahuas, because they're tiny dogs. You love your wiener dogs? They're funny animals. I love them. I think they're really cute. But I like a variety of... I mean, there really isn't a dog that I would not get along with. I just love dogs. But anyway, let's get in another game. We can probably get in one more game before the end of the stream, chat. So tomorrow's game reviews. Be doing a lot of game reviews tomorrow. There are, looks like 7 of them right now. Couple dupes as in people submitted more than one game, so we'll be getting extras. Ooh, we get a snowball opener. All right. Chihuahua Pomeranian mix. Most Chihuahua mixes aren't too crazy like regular Chihuahuas. That makes sense. Do a little standard stabby. Yeah, speak of the devil is right. So this response is not really great to this, because as soon as I walk the stabby in, it's going to take 500. And if I send this anywhere else, it's not actually going to be able to... Like, maybe the best response is this. Because they can't kill both. They have to pick one of them. And if they leave the jar here, I'll be able to snipe it with this, and we get the bank key. So the other thing is, if they decide to fireball the stabby, I could hypothetically run it to here, heal for a turn, so 2 healing spot heals, and then leave. Your dog Twix is so cute when he sleeps. Every dog is cute when they sleep. The Benny dropped? What? The Benny propped? Are we talking Benny from the movie The Mummy? Shout out to, my Mummy fans. If you know, you know. Get a little counter stabby action happening. That sucks, Taco. Hopefully they're doing okay now. Let's go a little gonzo. It's gotten better, that's good. It's good that it's progressing the appropriate way. I'm telling you, pet health-related things can get super expensive, so always got to be careful about that. You don't have fireball yet. No fireball yet, senor. They banked to 5. I'm a little concerned about that. I'm a little bit concerned about that. But they still have to commit into us. The positioning on the cat here leaves a little bit to be desired, because if they go for this panic point, we can't really get the cat up there easily. We have to juggle everything, and that's going to be super awkward. But I imagine they're going to do this. I didn't count this up. They might have enough damage to kill this. No, there's no way they have enough. So we probably can kill their stabby. I just have to figure out how we're going to do it. The Quagmire's potentially an issue. Yeah, we can definitely get it. But do we do it this way? Oh, we didn't even need it. What are you doing, Harley? Who's your good baby? This is more mobile. That's the reason I'm doing this. Boss has to pay for dog healthcare. You'd be surprised how much it costs to take care of a flaming dog. I don't think I'd be surprised at how much it costs to take care of a fiery dog. I could definitely see it costing a lot. I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination, I would call my feeling surprise. I know that might be being a little pedantic, but... yeah, if you go there, I'm going to kill it. And I'm going to kill it trivially. I might get it anyway. No, I can't. Hold on. How much health? Yeah, we have to do it this way. So they have 4 keys banked. They'll obviously kill the cat. Fireball is live, but I'm not too worried about... like, if they want to come after Gonzo, they got to come in. They're not going to have enough damage in order to kill the Jin Sting. What about K9000? That guy must run up the electricity bill. Probably have to charge him up every night. Depends on how many zoomies he's doing, I guess. Here comes the Oculus. He came without warning. I don't know. I had 4 keys. I think there was plenty of warning that that guy was happening. Did anybody not see that coming? Like, come on. That's 9. We're just gonna do this. I don't think we can kill this. I don't think I have enough damage. Actually, we do. How mad is this guy right now? I think bad guy is pissed. If I were him, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. You can't even kill this in retaliation. We absolutely won this game on levels. Every single thing they put on the board was under-leveled compared to the same thing that I put on the board. Yo, that guy is mad. That guy is mad. I need to replay that game. I gotta play Dragon Evo again, Chad. I want to do a video offline for it. I gotta. Hopefully, there's still people on the ladder. Yo, that guy is mad. Hopefully there's a lot of people on the ladder. Because that game was fun. I did really like that game. I want to do an unmatched video too. I think chat might actually like watching that game. Do for that Poke variety on Monday? Yeah, that's definitely happening. That is definitely happening. But that's why I want to do some of these other games offline. Somebody made an Inscription PvP game on Roblox. What do you mean Inscription PvP? Because the only game that I know that's Inscription is that, like, well, it's a PvE game, but it's like a deck builder kind of thing. Go 2 key, 1 key? Well, I have 4 Phobies, so I can't quite do that yet. Oh yeah, I have to do this first, that's why. So they'll kill this, but it forces them to commit in. Like, if they want the Gonzo, they have to come into range, and then I'll just light up whatever comes in. Monkey's on fire. It's true. Gonzo was on fire. He's literally on the hot seat, chat. How about that? Ouchtown, population Gonzo's butt. No, I don't want to go AWOL because of the potential that it dies to a random trap. Grilled corn. You know, I'm surprised there weren't any traps here. Did they just not have the opportunity to play a trap? GG, bad guy. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we won that on levels, chat. Pretty sure we won that on levels. He's gonna do what they do in the cartoons. He's gonna jump up and yell, ow. Yeah. Hold up a sign that says, yikes. $20 hours, chat. I got 48 games in this week, which kind of makes up for last week. So we might be back on track to maybe, you know, we're 2 weeks in and we're almost halfway to the gold pack. We might get it. There's a non-zero chance that it's going to happen. So, chat, we're going to close up shop. We'll be back tomorrow. Game plan is game reviews, and then we'll play it by ear from there. If there's a ton of time left, we'll do some variety. If there's not a lot of time left, we'll probably just play some games. Monday will, of course, be variety. That's going to do it for this stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, likes and subscribes do help. Check out the links in the description, both for the live stream, RTChompGG, over on Twitch, if you want to catch Phobies and other games live, or hit up the Random Thoughts Discord, where you can be talking Phobies or, well, other games also. But as I said, that's going to do it for now. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and Black Lives Matter.